Hey guys, this is Adrian, and I'm going to talk briefly about the Adios by Diablo PaddleSports. And this is their stand-up paddleboard slash kayak hybrid that they have in the market, and very impressive kayak. I had the opportunity to paddle this kayak along with my friend Capers, who hired guide Derek Burgos of Fatfish Kayak Charters in Tampa, and very impressed. These kayaks are 36 inches wide and 12 and a half feet long. They weigh 69 pounds, and it did not feel as though it weighed 69 pounds. It felt lighter, I should say. The composite is a thermoform ABS that these modes of kayaks are, and about the same as jet skis. Otherwise, trackability for these kayaks was superb, especially the day we went out using these kayaks. It was in a windy situation, about 15 knots, plus knots, the area that we fished, a steady sea breeze, I should say, and there was a light chop, and this kayak handled it very well. Very dry ride, impressively dry ride. The only time there was water inside the kayak was when we were getting out, backing in from wading certain spots, but it sits high in the water too, which impressed me. And again, it's a very dry ride. Stability is amazing. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for stability. I do have a native Ultimate 12 that I use, and they're pretty stable kayaks. I've used other kayaks that are wide and stable, but this by far to me is the most, no thought in having to stand up, because the kayak is very flat, obviously, as you can see, like a paddleboard. And what's also great about that, the gunnels, if you will, on the kayak allows for, if you can see on this kayak here, the red one has a suction-based rod holder, and it's great, so you can move it around on the kayak to your liking. And if you're a decal kind of guy, as you can see here, you can place them on these flat surfaces, and plenty of storage up front and on the sides of the seats. It tracked nicely, if I didn't mention that, very nicely, especially into the wind. It fishes perpendicular into the wind. We had no problems fishing to the mangroves, drifting perpendicular into the wind. I mean, there's kayaks out there that want to do a 720 when the wind's blowing pretty hard, but this one, not even an inkling. It just stayed in place. And what can I say? We had Capers stand in the bow of these kayaks. He did it pretty impressively too, because I was curious, and seeming that they have it advertised on their websites. Diablo PaddleSports has it a picture of a guy doing a handstand, especially one in the front of the bow. So Capers is a pretty stocky guy, and had no issues standing in the front. But otherwise, just some brief. We're gonna do a little bit more on these kayaks. You'll see. I'm sure you'll see more on Salty Shores. But again, very impressed with these kayaks on the width, 36 inches again, and the stability, the ease of standing. So, if you're looking into kayaks, looking into buying another kayak to add to your arsenal, or when not, try looking at these Diablos. From what I heard, there isn't anyone selling these kayaks, around the area. So, not sure what's going on with that, but very impressive nonetheless to paddle these kayaks. So, just look forward to more reviews and whatnot of the Diablo paddle sport kayak here, the Adios.